Welcome back to Pop Culture Roulette. This is part 2 of our Marvel movie madness bracket. We are at the Sweet 16 version. Hopefully you enjoyed the last part where we had some really painful decisions, some real teeth pulling and hair gnashing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, as always, they can let us know where we messed up. Send in those emails.
Just know that no matter how many complaints you sent over the course of the week, it can't change this episode because it's already been recorded.
That is true.
So even if we get a lot of good feedback or bad feedback from the first episode, the second episode was recorded minutes after the first episode. So
Right, yeah, so we don't want to hear it.
well, we do.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we
but
appreciate it. Absolutely.
We want to hear about it, but maybe next year we'll have a Marvel Movie Madness Part 2 or something. I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to come out with enough movies to make another bracket by
All right,
then.
that's a good point. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, any recaps or anything we want to do, or do we just want to get right back to it?
I don't know if we need to do any recaps.
I guess not.
All right,
I
no
guess we-
recaps. Let's get.
I was trying to think even what we would recap. We had a couple upsets and a couple disagreements.
What do you think was the most upsetting so far?
I mean, even though I was part of the upset, I would go with probably Ant-Man over Guardians of the Galaxy's up there.
Yeah, that was upsetting.
Even though we were both.
What beat Blade early on?
Okay.
I think Deadpool.
Yes.
That was upsetting.
Yeah.
But again, I voted for Deadpool, so I was part of the reason that upset happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
but that one hurt.
I agree with that on both of those.
Any that stood out to you?
I was going to say the Guardians one, but yeah, other than that, nothing really that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, especially early on, you can definitely tell there was nothing too crazy.
No.
But now that we're getting into it,
Now we're in the Sweet 16. Now we're gonna get into the hard votes and some pain, maybe some table flipping.
It's still trying to recover from the last time we did this. That
Yeah.
poor table.
yeah, it's something like.
When Waterboy lost early.
Oh, I still have that bracket somewhere. I need to frame it. Frame this as like a 2-part bracket because it takes up so much paper.
I still hold a grudge against that one.
What ended up winning that one?
I don't hold a grudge against the movie that won the Sandler bracket. I just hold a grudge that Waterboy wasn't in like the final 4.
What was it? Billy Madison was the winner?
Yeah, I think so.
Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore, one of those two.
Yeah, Hubie Halloween was up there.
Hubie Halloween made it way further than one it really should have, but it is fun.
It is. Yeah.
I did watch it again this Halloween season, so
Perfect.
probably twice.
Right. All right, do we want to get back into Marvel or should we keep going with Sandler?
Let's get
When
back
is
to
when is he going to be in Marvel?
I don't know.
As what?
I don't know. Anything.
He'd be perfect in the Guardians franchise. You could throw him in as a voice of something or throw him in a crazy costume.
Yeah,
Sure. I mean, why not?
could happen.
All right, so where are we at?
All right, we're at the Sweet 16. We wrote some stuff down, so we have it. Okay, we got number 1 with 257, Black Panther, taking on number 16 with 237, Spider-Man.
Just the Tobey
The
Maguire
first
original.
Tobey Maguire original Spider-Man coming in against Black Panther.
Spider-Man.
That's 1 vote for Spider-Man.
My heart says Spider-Man. My head says Black Panther. I think my heart's
which
gonna
which
win.
one of those gets you in trouble the least?
Neither one of them gets me in trouble. I mean,
My heart's always getting me in trouble.
I think, man, I want to say Spider-Man because it is what it is, but at the same time, like, when it comes down to just, like, how to make a movie, Black Panther is damn near perfect. What are you voting with?
I want to hear what your vote is.
Uh,
I want you to go through all of this torture, this mental anguish, coming up what you're going to pick between number 1, Black Panther, and number 16, Spider-Man.
This is the reason why we're going to be able to extend it into a part 2.
oh, because of this debate right here.
Yeah.
I have to say Spider-Man. I as much as I want to vote Black Panther,
I would have also went with Spider-Man. Well, Black Panther barely escaped the last round for me versus Kingsman. Like, I almost put Kingsman over Black Panther.
I would honestly say that Black Panther is probably one of the Marvel movies I've watched the most.
Really? I think I watched it
I mean,
maybe twice.
of the current iteration, like from Iron Man forward, like
Sure.
all the times I've seen the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, probably still outnumbers that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I saw it once in theaters and never again. Maybe I should revisit it because I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot from Black Panther. I know it was good. I mean, I remember walking out going like, yeah, but I couldn't tell you much about it right now.
it was one of those movies that like it deserved and lived up to the hype that it got. Like it was like when being one of like 2 comic book movies to ever be nominated for like Best Picture of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
it absolutely deserved it. Maybe even deserved the win, but you know, it deserved to at least be in that top 10 list, you know.
Sure. And knowing what we know now about what he was going through too at the time, it's
Right,
like,
yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there goes the number 1 seed. It has officially been taken out of the tournament.
Tough one.
Okay, let's move on down here. We got number 8, 246, Thor Ragnarok. Taking on number 24 with 227, Deadpool 2.
This is not a debate for me. It's Thor Ragnarok, hands down.
Okay.
I mean-
All right.
I mean, it could obviously it could lose because the two of you could go against me, but Thor Ragnarok is just Taika Waititi knows how to do how to make a movie. I mean, he really does, and he saved that Thor franchise. Yeah, maybe even saved the Thor character in the Marvel universe. I mean,
Well put. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was a great movie. I had a lot of fun with that movie. Is he doing the...
he is doing Love and Thunder.
Cool. Excellent.
All right, so we're going to move on. Thor Ragnarok here.
That's your vote, too?
That was my vote, too. Like, as much as I like the Deadpool movies, like, Deadpool 2 is a good movie, but compared to Thor Ragnarok,
That knowing that Deadpool's still hanging out over on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah.
yeah, he's there somewhere. You just got to find him. Okay, we got number 2, Avengers Endgame with 256. Taking on number 15, Shang-Chi with 237.
Endgame.
For some reason, I can't consistently read these off. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
It's your handwriting. You have nobody to blame but yourself.
No, like, I'll read off, like, the number and the points, then the movie.
Oh.
Or then I'll do, like, the movie, then the number.
Who cares?
Yeah, I haven't noticed. I've just been trying to pay attention to the title so I don't fuck up again.
Endgame and Shang-Chi.
Yes. Endgame. Shang-Chi is very solid. Very solid.
What's your favorite part of Shang-Chi, you think?
I liked when they were fighting outside of that building on, like, the scaffolding.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like towards the end, too, with the dragon. When he was flying around on the dragon.
That bus fight was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With Razor Fist or whatever that guy's name was.
What? Or the one of my favorite parts is with was it Ben Kingsley's where he's playing dead, and that creature keeps poking him. And he's like, "It's acting. Get down here."
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally saved, and honestly, I think they maybe even fixed Iron Man 3 in a way that made Iron Man 3 a better movie by like bringing Ben Kingsley back and kind of saving that character and really kind of, making it a better character than what we had in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, doing that little short too also helped.
Kind of bridge the gap between the two.
Yeah.
Did you guys know he was going to be in Shang-Chi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because you watched that, or you just knew?
I just knew
Yeah.
because
Only because of the short. That's the only reason I knew.
I can't stop myself from reading all these things that I shouldn't be reading. But
Because I was genuinely surprised when he came on screen. I'm like, no way! Like that's cool. I didn't expect that.
Did you watch the short before?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told to make sure I watched it before watched the short before I watched it. I think I was. told
but they
by a
did
couple
that
people.
short like years before they did Shang-Chi. They just
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't watch it though.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. What was it? Was it a DVD extra
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
because the early Marvel movies they always had like a short where like they had one where like Coulson was like drove out to the desert and saw Thor's hammer.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they did a bunch of those, and then they kind of bridged the gap from the DVD. It was kind of like buy the DVD. You've already seen the movie, but now you want to see this 3-minute mini movie we made. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, here's $25. Let me see that 3 minutes.
I mean, it works.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Number 26 with 220, Ant-Man. Taking on number 10 with 243, Captain America: Civil War.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
As staunchly as I have defended Ant-Man and pushed for him to be to where he is right now, I think I'm going to have to go Civil War here.
All right. Jeremy, where are you leaning?
Civil War.
I would have went with Ant-Man on this one.
Oh, I should have let you vote first. I really just thought we were gonna all go with
No,
Civil War, but
yeah, I thought about jumping in and being like, oh, well, put the pressure on you. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that Ant-Man movie. Civil War is good too, but I just felt like Ant-Man just kept my attention longer.
Yeah. But Civil War is where like Ant-Man joined in,
Yeah.
not that he wasn't in the MCU from the first movie, but he joined in with the Avengers. We got Spider-Man back. We were introduced to Black Panther.
Is that the one where you get the interaction with is it Falcon and Winter Soldier? Where
Yeah,
they have
that's
that really good interaction.
right. That's where those two kind of get in the
Getting each other's way.
Winter Soldier kind of becomes, kind of gets redeemed in that movie after the second, where he was kind of reintroduced in the second Civil War, second Captain America movie. So, I don't know. I mean, Civil War is just
That was but wasn't that at the airport? That
they had
whole
the big
scene?
they had the big airport fight scene.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did really enjoy that, especially when Ant-Man becomes the Giant Man.
yeah.
Yeah. Not mad. Not mad that it moved on. A little disappointed, but not mad. All right. Okay, moving on. Number 36 that got here by taking out Logan, which was number 4. Kind of an upset. With 204, you got Thor. Taking on number 20 with 230, Deadpool. So there's the first Deadpool.
I'm gonna say Deadpool. Just to jump in right away here.
You're like, don't put any pressure on me.
I don't want it.
I don't want the pressure. I think because I know how much better Ragnarok is, I'm gonna go Deadpool.
All right. I was also going to go Deadpool. Didn't have anything to do with Ragnarok. I don't know how many times I've watched Deadpool since it's come out. That movie's just still, even after watching it so many times, I still enjoy it. It holds my attention.
It's fun.
Happy International Women's Day.
Oh boy. All right, moving down. Number 5 with 250, we got Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
All right. Taking on number 12 with 239, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ooh. That's really tough.
All right, I'm gonna just jump in, get my vote out of the way, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man Homecoming, number 12.
Okay.
Like, out of the original Spider-Man movies, the original Tobey Maguire's, outside of number 3, I was like, they're all right. I definitely did not like the third one. Couldn't stand that one.
Mm-hmm.
With Sandman. 2 is probably better than, like, I don't know. Those movies just never really did it for me. Just like the old X-Men. I don't know why the original comic book stuff never really did it for me. Because I just like the big explosions and action things.
Yeah, I mean,
Bright colors and flashing lights. It's,
That's all you need.
yeah. Jingle some keys in front of me and I'll be, what did you get out of here?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, man? Jingle some keys my way and I'll be excited.
okay, well,
Mm.
look over here. Look over. I think I'm. Oh, man, I blew up Spider-Man 2 so much the last time. I almost feel like I have to vote for it, but I like Tom Holland Spider-Man so much better that I think I'm going to give it to Homecoming.
Oh. Okay.
Where were you going, Jeremy?
I mean,
You
I
can-
probably would have said Spider-Man 2, but Homecoming, can't be mad about that.
So you can persuade me. I'm easily persuaded.
That's okay.
I don't really
Maybe later on in the bracket I'll try that for something else. I need to save my persuasion for when it really matters.
Your persuasion card?
Yeah.
Smart. All right, moving down. Number 3 with 252, Iron Man is taking on number 14 with 238, Captain America Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
Man, we have made things really tough on ourselves the further in we get here.
Yeah. I'm not doing it anymore.
No? We're just quitting here?
No, I mean we have to
Did you get bot smash off?
we've gone this far. We owe it to our dozens of audience
That's right.
members.
They deserve it. Dozens. Okay.
Do either of you have a set one right now, or are you still debating it?
I'm still kind of
All right,
debating.
Jeremy?
I mean,
I think I got one that I'm gonna go lock in here.
Okay. I've got mine locked in.
all right. Well, what are you locking in?
I'm saying Iron Man.
I'm saying Winter Soldier.
I think I'm gonna go Iron Man.
How come? Can I persuade you to go Winter Soldier?
I mean, Winter Soldier is phenomenal. I mean, it's an espionage movie. It was really kind of genre game changing for Marvel in of itself. But I have to go with Iron Man because, again, we're not where we are right now if we don't have that movie.
That's right.
I really like Winter Soldier. He's one of my favorite characters. That movie
Yeah.
is just so good.
Yeah, I mean that movie is phenomenal.
It is.
Well, I already wrote it down, so fortunately.
I mean, if we had to vote like the Iron Man trilogy versus the Captain America trilogy, like the Captain America trilogy is gonna dominate the Iron Man trilogy. But if we're just debating individual movies, like in this instance, because of what Iron Man meant to the whole franchise as a whole,
I'd still go with Winter Soldier. I mean, yeah, Iron Man got us to where we are, but Winter Soldier is such a good movie. Okay, the final matchup of the Sweet 16. Have to think about where we were. We got number 6 at 249, Spider-Man No Way Home. Coming in against number 11 with 241, Avengers.
Oh
Isn't No Way Home the last one that just came out?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Damn. That's really
Wow.
really tough.
Both good movies.
Yeah.
Both are really good movies. Oh,
I still remember the feeling of sitting there and like waiting for that post-credits teaser trailer for the Avengers and just that hyper like, oh, there they all are, like this is gonna be so cool, and just like that was such a cool moment for Marvel like cinematic movies because it was still very early but Spider-Man was so fucking cool.
I mean that moment of like the portal opening up and Tobey Maguire stepping out,
Yeah.
and then the other portal opening up and Andrew Garfield stepping out, like
Yeah.
seeing all the old villains come in,
Yeah. I
you
mean,
know, kind of redeeming the Electro character, and
mm-hmm.
Sandman still sucked.
But I think I'm voting for the Avengers for the same reason I voted for Iron Man. Like I think. Like No Way Home, I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair to make me have to vote against No Way Home, but you know, I'm going to have to.
All
Damn
right.
you for doing this.
Yeah, I'll resent you forever.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Spider-Man though, but it's not a fun choice to make.
Which means it's all down to
I
you.
hate when it's on me. Man, they both have really good stuff with them, but you know, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Avengers.
Okay.
Just seeing them all together,
Mm-hmm.
like, is that the one when Hulk and Thor are fighting, and then you see them all on that bridge?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one, it's
That
just
scene-
does it.
That scene that you know when they're all together in New York City and the camera, like normally that scene where like the camera just spins around everybody annoys the piss out of me because they use it so much.
Yeah.
Like I was rewatching Bad Boys just recently, and they use that like spin camera move like every 5 minutes. Like it was like, good lord, stop moving the camera. But like that worked for that. Like seeing like you know just seeing them like all instead of being beaten like you know like bloody and like you know have you know middle of the fight kind of like. No, we're not. We have to win this. We can't, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's one of those things you think of when you think of pretty much any of the Marvel stuff. Is that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It holds that special place.
And then just because can't have an episode where I don't make fun of DC. DC sees that movie and goes, "We should do that," without realizing they had to earn that. Like that moment doesn't mean anything if we don't have all the other movies that we've already debated.
Right. Right.
Anyway, all right.
Moving on to the Elite Eight.
Ooh.
Elite Eight. All
Things are about
right.
to get harder. Friendships are going to be tested. Podcasts may be canceled.
Tables will be flipped.
Okay, number 16, 237, Spider-Man. Versus number 8 with 246, Thor Ragnarok.
This is tougher than I thought it was going to be. Because I mean, my initial gut reaction is just to say Ragnarok.
Mhm.
Just hand it to Ragnarok. Because that is such a good movie. But you can't ignore the history of Spider-Man, like and what that movie means, just not just for Marvel, but comic movies in general.
I don't know, man. I can't help you.
I was kind of trying to throw it to you to see.
I will help you because I'm going to say Spider-Man because I look at Spider-Man and I see. Wait, no, I can't. Ragnarok was so good.
I'm giving mine to Ragnarok. Not really going to help either of you two out. I'm just saying where I'm at. Ragnarok is such a good movie. I'm just throwing it to Ragnarok.
Spider-Man. I see an innocent child with the world ahead of him when I look at Spider-Man, and that's all I need.
Fuck you.
Innocence is
Okay.
gone.
All right.
I know you can't ignore Spider-Man, but think about Ragnarok. Just think of that movie. The moments in that one.
Don't think about it too hard.
I
I love it too. I don't care how. I hope it wins.
I'm gonna give it to Ragnarok.
All right.
Jeremy, are you mad about that?
Not mad at all. One of us had to, change it up, I guess.
Okay, moving on down. Oh man! All right, we got number 256, Endgame, going against number 10, 243, Civil War.
Endgame.
Justin?
Originally I would have just went Endgame, but then after the last go around talking about all this stuff in Civil War with like the airport and bringing in Ant-Man, and man, I think I'm gonna give it to Civil War.
I mean, I think with Endgame, you have something that I didn't think was possible, even for as good as Marvel had been up to that point, of having a 22 movie where all the movies were different. They didn't necessarily have all the plots, but managing to work all of the plots into one movie, having that many named characters, costumed characters on screen at the same time, and making it work. Not like damaging the reputation of any character, kind of like what happens when a lot of times when you get to that movie, or when you do a movie that big, where somebody gets left out, or a character that was really big kind of gets the shaft, and doesn't get what they necessarily deserve. Like the screenwriters for that movie, the director, the Russo brothers, deserve credit for something that they, I mean, hopefully in time will get the credit that they deserve, because that was an impossible task that almost anybody else would have failed doing. I mean, granted, the Russo brothers learned, because, I mean, this is Russo brothers versus Russo brothers, because they clearly learned how to make it work with Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were able to step it up and take it even further with Endgame.
You won me over.
All right, Endgame.
Endgame.
Endgame with the clear sweep. Now I'll change my vote. Number 2, Endgame. Do you feel proud of yourself, Nicholas?
Yes, I do.
Just moving on. All right, we got number 20 with 230, Deadpool, taking on number 12 with 239, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Deadpool.
Deadpool. All right, number 20.
I mean, I know we just made it sound like that's an easy vote, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, it was difficult.
That was an easy one for me. Deadpool. I'd pick Deadpool over Spider-Man. Okay, let's see what we got here. Number 3, 252, Iron Man. Taking on number 11, 241, Avengers.
I don't know if I have any more eloquent speeches in me. As important as Iron Man is, I think Avengers is more important. But you don't get to Avengers without Iron Man, so it's, 6 one way, half dozen the other kind of vote here, but I think I'm going to go Avengers.
Okay. Iron Man, good film. Avengers, wow. Lots of characters and action. Avengers.
I would have went with Avengers. No one had to win me over on that one. Avengers had my vote. Okay, we are down to the final 4. I don't know if we're ready for this. All right, so we got top bracket here. Number 8 with 246, Thor Ragnarok taking on number. Wait, would I go that way? Hold on, technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
Oh, I gotta go down. We got number 8, Thor Ragnarok, with whatever I said. 230, 246? Right? Am I reading this right?
I mean, at this point, I don't know how much the scores actually matter.
No, I'm trying to figure out, like, would it be, it'd still be left side versus and then
Yeah.
the right side.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it would be Thor Ragnarok taking on Endgame.
Oh, this is where it gets tough. Because as much as I love Ragnarok, I think I'm going to go Endgame.
Cause, yeah, I think that would be right.
Man.
And I got very confused by how to read this because it's 2 sheets of paper. It wouldn't be top sheet versus bottom sheet. It would be left side versus right side.
I believe so, yes.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that drastically changes the matchups.
So
Well, I mean, I've already voted Endgame. Is that the matchup that we're sticking with? Or does it... I mean, it's your bracket. You can do it however you want.
I don't know. I don't know how we would do that. Would it be top
Well,
sheet? And then these two would face off to face this one?
it's your...
I-
You built it. I don't know
you
how-
tell us.
I didn't build it. I printed it off. All right, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'll just do top versus bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Change the thing around here. All right, we got Thor Ragnarok facing off against Deadpool.
Okay, well, this makes it a little easier to
Yeah.
vote for then. Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. Thor
Oh,
Ragnarok.
I still went with Deadpool. It got confusing when it is on 2 sheets of paper that I'm bouncing back and forth between.
No, this is good. We need to fill the time.
Otherwise, yeah. And if we don't like how this turns out, we'll go with the left side, right side.
Perfect.
We'll do that anyways.
We'll
to
do
see
a
if it-
what
We'll
if.
see if it changes, yeah. Marvel, what if? That should be a thing. Should probably get on that, Nicholas.
All right.
All right. Moving on down. Number 2, Endgame. Taking on number 11, Avengers.
Oh, man. You're right. It does drastically change how...
Yes.
Can you say it again?
Endgame
Yeah.
versus Avengers.
Okay. All right. That's what I thought you said. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to sound
That's
stupid again.
What I thought you said. Where's the soap?
So yeah, going that way, definitely.
I don't want to waste a point if I'm not really going to use it.
Make the-
Avengers!
I mean, he does say that in both movies. So it doesn't really help me decide which one are you voting for. I mean,
Avengers.
the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
voting for Avengers Endgame?
OG Avengers.
All right. I mean, part of me wants to vote for the Avengers over Avengers Endgame because I feel like I don't want all of the newest movies. Like, I don't want to have like a recency bias argument against what we've done here. But I mean, to do what they did with Endgame and make it work was just a level of filmmaking that we don't see. So I think I'm going to go Endgame.
Okay. Just
I,
pressure's on.
yeah.
I mean, you don't really go wrong with either.
I might have to go with Endgame though. Oof, or Avengers.
Well, that is the vote. Yes, you have to go with one of them.
Let's change this. I'm gonna redo the bracket here. And I'm gonna go with Endgame.
Wow.
I'm writing it down for now.
No.
Things can change. All right, so we've reached the championship in this universe. So we get to the multiverse here. Number 8, Thor Ragnarok versus number 2, Endgame.
Endgame.
Wow. I guess I will finally say Endgame for once. But
All right, so
Ragnarok
looks like
was-
Endgame is
Well,
what
wait a minute. Well, you're
that's
voting.
where I would
Okay.
went to, though.
Well, I'm gonna change my vote just for the
Alright.
fuck of it. Because if someone came in here right now and they had both of those, I'd want to watch Ragnarok right now. I'm kind of in the Ragnarok mood.
Okay, so there we have it. Avengers Endgame has won this version of the bracket.
All right. So what happens
Now,
if?
now we're going to the what if.
Okay. The what if? The what if?
When I was like, I don't know which way to do this. Thor Ragnarok versus Endgame. Where do you go?
Oh,
It's like we've had this matchup,
Yeah,
and
kinda-
you already voted
This
for
seems
Endgame.
familiar.
So I think I have to retain my original vote of Endgame.
Okay.
It would be pretty weird if you changed now.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
So I still would have went with Endgame. Okay, the other side we would have had Deadpool versus Avengers.
And I would have gone Avengers.
Avengers.
Okay, I would have gone Deadpool.
So it would have been Avengers versus Avengers Endgame, which we already had that debate, and Endgame
And
won.
Endgame won.
So either way we do it, Endgame wins. Okay.
All right.
So no matter which multiverse we go with, Endgame ends up winning
It's inevitable.
the bracket.
I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
Even by looking at like the scores, based out of the 300, Black Panther was won with 257, and Endgame came in at second with 256.
Yeah.
So it's literally only a point difference.
Yeah.
And when we got to the end there, especially once we got to the Sweet 16, but definitely the Elite 8, like you weren't like, if you picked the other film, you weren't wrong.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Thor Ragnarok had a 246. So there's 10 points separating first and, what was it, 11th?
I have
Eighth.
I have noticed online there's a lot of hate for Ragnarok for some reason, and I don't understand it because it's too funny. But like that's what made it fun. I mean,
Yeah.
not only did it make it, I mean, it was a really good movie, and it moved the story forward like as a whole. But like that's what made it really good was like the whole scene with him hanging upside down talking to Surtur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole gladiator battle scene between him and Hulk.
Right.
And whatever the Rock monster's name?
Kurg.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
That character in general.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the only fault that I would put on Ragnarok, and it's not necessarily a fault on the movie so much as that like it means that the Planet Hulk movie will never be made now because they use so much of the storyline from Planet Hulk in the Thor Ragnarok storyline that like you can't go back and do it again because then you're just like, so you're retelling.
Right.
Yeah, you're just redoing Ragnarok, but from a Hulk standpoint. I do hope that maybe one day we get the World War Hulk story because that will be awesome, where Hulk comes back to planet Earth pissed off that they sent him to another planet, and he decides he's gonna take out as many of the Avengers as he wants to.
Cool.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to see. Did any of the rankings surprise you guys? Some ranked too high, something ranked too low. The one thing, like, with Captain America in the 1944 version, that had a 0 on one of the stats because I couldn't find anything for it on Metacritic. So it scored a big fat 0, and yet it came out ranked higher than the Fantastic Four movie with a 0.
That happened to me a couple times on the Christmas movie bracket where Metacritic had nothing for it. So I had to invent a third score to put in there.
Mm.
I just left it at 0, and it still beat it. It still beat it by 2 points.
Well, and I mean, I know I made this argument on PCR version 1 that it is inexcusable to have made Fantastic Four the way that you made it. We live in a world where you can make Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Iron Man, Captain America, all three of those, honor the source material, change it enough where you can still do things with it, but not so much that you piss the fans off. Like, there's no excuse
Did
to
they,
have made a movie that badly.
did they do that just to keep the rights to it?
I probably, I mean, I know that's why the Roger Corman one that was never supposed to technically be released, that they made in like 91, 92. You can find it online. It's not like, I mean, it's not hard. I don't think they've ever officially put a Blu-ray release of it, but like enough people have copies of it that I'm sure YouTube has it. If you want to watch a really cheesy, I mean, but it's a cheesy in a fun way. Like, I mean, that Fantastic Four movie is maybe the best Fantastic Four movie of the group, as bad as it is, because they pretty much like honored the characters in a way that like they didn't do with the Chris Evans, Michael Chiklis one, and they really didn't do with the Josh Trank one.
Fan force stick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean I think that's why I hated that Fantastic Four movie as much as I did. Not because it was like poor. I mean, it was poorly made. It was just top to bottom just bad. But because we live in a day and age where there's no excuse to make a movie that badly. Like,
Yeah.
it just, because, if there are decisions that they've made that if they, with like the Michael B. Jordan casting, if that's what you want to do, sure, but stick with it. Like, make that decision and then like go, this is what we're doing. And don't cast Kate Mara as a sister. Cast Gabrielle Union or somebody else. Like, go with it. Make that decision and then like say, this is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't make the decision and then pussy out on it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other
I mean,
kind of surprising things there, Jeremy?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, everything kind of seemed about where I thought it would be. I mean, maybe some of the early ones, like what was Kingsman ranked? What,
The
the first
the
one.
first one, Kingsman Secret Service,
Yeah.
it had 212, so it was number 33.
Okay.
where was the Captain Marvel movie? Where was she ranked?
Do you remember which page I was on for that? 34
Oh, okay.
to 11.
I guess I'm surprised she was as high as that because, I mean, I know I enjoyed it. And I know like a lot of the critics liked it, but I know that movie got review bombed hard because of all the little toxic fanboys that couldn't handle having a movie with a female character.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at some of the movies that had ties that I used the review for. Like some of them, like I wonder how much that would have changed the bracket. Cause like you had, let's see what we got. Shang-Chi and Spider-Man tied. Like the original Spider-Man. So then you would have had, let's see, Shang-Chi would have taken on Venom and then Men in Black. And then Shang-Chi would have taken on Black Panther.
Hmm.
Like, so then that Black Panther probably would have beat Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Black Panther would have beat Shang-Chi.
And then you come down here where Shang-Chi is, it would have been Spider-Man Eternals, Spider-Man Doctor Strange, and then you'd had Spider-Man taking on Endgame.
Yeah, so I don't know if that changes anything, but
Yeah, I think like once you get far enough down, you kind of end up with a lot of the same
Yeah.
results.
Yeah, because like the ones that tied, you had Iron Man and Logan, which I don't remember which one ended up ranked higher.
I mean, for like
I think
Logan, like
Logan came in at 4.
I know that Logan is in, like the critics loved it and a lot of people loved it. My thing with Logan is that like color wise it's not dark, but like as a movie it's just so dark. It's so depressing. Like it's just not, like I don't know. Like I don't. I mean,
it's more DC than Marvel.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it is. I mean it was really well done, but I just don't know how many. Like I watched it once in the theaters and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm good. I don't need to see this again.
Okay, well, the other ones you got was no Spider-Man No Way Home and the first Guardians tied.
I'm surprised the first Guardians lost when it did, but I'm also not I don't know how much further it would have gone past when it did. Like, I mean, it was. I mean, I do.
Okay, if it would have beat Ant-Man, it would have faced Civil War.
So it would have lost then too.
Yeah.
I mean, Guardians was the first Marvel movie where they took a big swing and then they knocked it out of the park. I mean, I think that was the movie where Marvel kind of figured out that like we can do some weird shit. Like we don't have to just do Iron Man and Captain
The big names.
The big names. We can do some of this weird stuff and make it work. We just have to hire the right guy.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, another one that tied was Infinity War and Winter Soldier. Those two tied.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like the fact that Marvel also figured out early on that like with Winter Soldier, it was an espionage movie. With Ant-Man, it was a heist movie. With Iron Man, they figured out how to make an origin movie that wasn't boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like they changed, some of them were comedy, some of them were, and then figured out a way to make those characters work outside of that original one. Like Captain America, like all three of those movies were drastically different from one another.
Mm-hmm.
But as a trilogy, is probably the strongest trilogy that they've done for any of them, with not having seen Guardians 3 yet, obviously.
Right. Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really amazing what they've pulled off here.
Let's see, and I already said Spider-Man and Shang-Chi tied. Men in Black and Doctor Strange tied.
That's surprising.
You think one of them should be higher?
I mean, I would have thought Doctor Strange maybe would be higher.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have been higher too, but without sitting and like poring over how the rankings went, I just,
Yeah, that was a tie until they got to the Google users, and then Men in Black had a higher Google user than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Men in Black was. That was in that era of like when Will Smith went from being just a little TV guy to, king of the world. He had that stretch of Men in Black, Independence Day, and Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Like
Don't forget Wild West.
Well, all right. Nobody's perfect.
Not a bad movie, but not a good movie.
The movie
has its moments.
The movie he decided to do instead of The Matrix because he didn't understand The Matrix and he thought Wild Wild West would be better.
Classic.
Although at the same time, like, I can't see The Matrix with Will Smith over Keanu Reeves. Like, I don't know if that movie does what it does.
I don't think it does without him.
Yeah.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and X-Men First Class.
Guardians 2 is great. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good moments, but overall, like, you said First Class?
First Class. Those two tied.
Yeah. I think First Class is just a solid movie top to bottom, but I don't know. It's really hard to say. I guess it depends on the day.
Yeah, I agree with that. First Class was just a really pleasant surprise because I didn't really have many expectations going into it, and I was like, oh,
well, because
wow,
that one I didn't even
cool.
because I hated Last Stand as much as I did. I didn't bother. I was like, I'm not even gonna go see First Class in the theaters. Like, Last Stand sucked balls so hard. Like, and then I rented it because I was like, okay, well, I've heard some good things, and I'm a nerd, and then I rented it and was like, wow, this is actually good. Which is why I think we all went and saw Days of Future Past together, because we were like, you guys saw that First Class, right? Like, that was good.
Yeah.
There's a three-way tie coming in with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Deadpool 2, and X2. For 23 through 25, those ones tied.
You can't go wrong with any of them. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think, is better than the other two, but
that one took 23. 26 and 27, Ant-Man and X-Men tied. Are you surprised Ant-Man and the Wasp came in higher than the original Ant-Man?
No, I don't know if people as a whole like Ant-Man as much as we did. Again, there's a fair amount of people that seem to be against the idea of having a comic book movie that is also like a comedy, but not like a parody comedy. Like,
Yeah.
Like if you're not doing like I'm trying to think of like a superhero parody movie or like
Not another superhero movie.
Not, wasn't there just one called superhero movie?
yeah, there was. And
Yeah.
that was awful.
Yeah.
Defendor. Like the one with Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there seems to be a lot of people who are like, how dare you make this movie funny? Like that, but movies are like these movies are supposed to be fun. Like if you read the comic book, like the Deadpool comic book is hilarious.
Right.
You know, Spider-Man is constantly making quips and jokes and like
Yeah.
he pisses off his villains because he won't shut up more than like by beating them. Like he just
Yeah. Okay, another tie we had was Iron Man 3 and Black Widow, tied for 31 and 32.
kind of surprised both of them are as high on the list. I'm surprised that Black Widow got as highly ranked as that one did. Just because, like I said at the time, like Black Widow, not a bad movie, not as good as I was hoping.
Yeah.
But
Standards versus expectation.
yeah. But at the same time, like the same reason with Captain Marvel, I'm surprised that she got as high, because the toxic fan culture that we have talked about many times before. How how dare you have a diverse cast or a woman be the lead or blah blah blah. Like, guys, come on! Like, nobody's gonna come take your dick away because you enjoyed a movie with a woman as the as the main superhero.
Right.
Like,
Probably just intimidated by her. What it
maybe,
is.
I don't know.
Okay, tied for 37, 38, we had Iron Man 2 and the Wolverine.
You like the Wolverine way more than I think I do.
And I don't like Iron Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't crazy about Iron Man 2, but I've never seen the Wolverine, so.
All right, we had a three-way tie, 55, 56, 57 with Kick-Ass 2, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Daredevil. I was kind of surprised Daredevil was up as high as it was, too. Granted, it finished 57 out of 72, so it's not that high.
Right.
But that movie still was not that good.
Have you ever watched the director's cut version of it?
No, I've only watched the other one.
Yeah. If do you have it on DVD?
Probably.
Okay. Watch the director's cut. It amazing. Like by adding in some of the court scenes with Coolio, like it really drastically changes how that movie goes. It's one of the few movies that I've actually bothered to watch some of like the behind the scenes making of stuff. And I think it was Avi Arad, one of the producers, his name is on most every Marvel movie, was like defending the theatrical cut over the director's cut. And like it's like, how can you sit here and watch the movie that you put out versus this other one and go, yeah, I was right. Because like the director's cut is so much like to the point where like if the director's cut had gone to theaters, I think we would have had a second Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
Wow.
Like it really would have changed what happened with that whole. I wonder like if the melding of the Marvel universes would have happened way earlier had the director's cut come out instead.
Interesting.
Then the only other tie we had was 58 and 59, Venom and the New Mutants.
I've not watched New Mutants.
Yeah.
But I wonder about it because it took so long to come out, and Venom was just not good.
Would you put well? They have Let There Be Carnage ahead of Venom.
I would put Let There Be Carnage ahead of Venom, but I wouldn't put either of them very high.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Like, what did you have for like? What do you think is one of the worst Marvel movies?
one of the worst. Oh, man. I mean, jeez. I don't know. Maybe, like, probably Daredevil or the Josh Trank Fantastic Four.
I mean, like, even Elektra. That one I
Yeah,
put on.
Elektra's rough.
I don't know if I'd say.
I refuse to hear this
I don't know if I'd,
defamation of Elektra.
I don't know if I'd put Elektra better than Howard the Duck. Might be more visually appealing than Howard the Duck.
I would put it above Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is awful.
Is Elektra
but
better than Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance?
yeah, I mean, Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance is awful.
It beat Elektra
Yeah, I don't know how.
by 3 points.
I would watch Elektra again tonight before I ever watch Spirit of Vengeance again.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that as the worst. I wouldn't say Daredevil was my worst. There's just like a lot of old bad ones that are hard to pick from as the worst.
I was also kind of surprised how far down the list the Punisher was.
Yeah.
So the Dolph Lundgren one never made it on the list?
No, that was a straight to TV. That was a TV movie.
Was it TV? Was it like an HBO one?
I don't
or-
know. It never made it onto the list.
Huh. Hmm.
I'd have to look.
See, there's a couple of them that I'm surprised aren't on the list because I knew the Nick Fury movie that David Hasselhoff was Nick Fury, and I knew that was a TV movie. But I could've-
direct to video films, The Punisher in 1989.
Okay, that's the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Yeah, that was a direct to video, so that didn't make the list.
And then there was like a 1991 Captain America movie.
1990 also was a direct to video films.
Yeah.
So some of those didn't make it just because they were direct to.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Direct to- Kind of like that other Blade that came out.
Oh, Blade the series. Yeah.
Yeah, House of whatever it is.
Yeah. House of Chthon or Cthulhu or.
Yeah. House of not making it on this list.
not gonna work here anymore.
Nice.
All right. Well then, I guess.
What are we doing?
We're good. I mean, yeah, 56.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about your favorite pop culture roulette memories in the past year or more? Since we did actually do another 52 before.
I mean,
Do you have any?
I don't know. I mean, they're all good memories.
I
A lot of the ones that stand out are the Media Pod Smash stuff.
I sometimes have a hard time remembering
Right.
which one was which.
Yeah, they do start to blend together after a while.
Especially with the old pop culture roulette stuff.
Like when we'd sit in the room and then just record one right after another. And
Yeah.
you're like, wait, which one were we doing just now? I mean, when Justin developed the bracket system, I mean, obviously it wasn't the first bracket we had done because you had done a few.
Mm-hmm.
But when he developed the system for the Sandler bracket, like it just like changed the whole way we do the brackets, and that was like that is kind of, I feel like it's revolutionized what we've done with the brackets anyway.
Yeah.
I really like, after we knocked the rust off for the first few episodes, I feel like we've really kind of hit our stride and are doing some pretty decent stuff recently.
I agree with that.
I do remember the original episode 69, which we will not be repeating when we get to that episode.
Aw.
Nor will we be repeating any of the stories from that episode.
Yeah, fair enough.
Um,
And then when Saturn Day, we tried to do a clean one afterwards, and it didn't work.
It's not us.
that's not who we are.
Man, it's
Um,
crazy though that we've been doing it for over a year now.
Yeah, it really flew
53
by.
53 episodes in as
Right.
of this one.
on the, technically, I guess it's the third version.
Yeah.
But based off of something I noticed on that's still in our little tagline on our Facebook or maybe even on the website.
Yeah.
We're coming up on almost 10 years of doing this.
Wow.
Wow, that's nuts, man.
Wow.
I mean, not consistently. but,
Right.
you
If
know,
it was consistent, then maybe we'd be getting paid at this point for it. But
don't push it.
yeah, that's a long time.
That's crazy.
Good
to think
on
about.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take this moment to congratulate ourselves.
10 years.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's been quite an experience.
Maybe next year we'll have to really hit the ground running with some big things.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I gotta say, stuff that we have planned for the future, I'm looking forward to. I think we got some fun stuff planned over the next couple months. I know you made the big announcement on Media Pod Smash, but just to piggyback off of that, we are gonna do another 31 for 31.
Fuck yeah.
Hopefully, because we learned a lot of lessons last year, it won't be as taxing or as exhausting this time, but
Yeah, I'll still be
that
up
and
until
we're-
4 in the
we're-
morning.
Yeah, Jeremy's still gonna stress out about it.
and I think we're starting planning with it a lot earlier this time than we did last time.
Right.
That is true. Yeah,
So,
that'll help.
When did we
Maybe-
start last time? Like in August?
I think it was around August or
Yeah,
July. Yeah.
we started a lot later, so there was a lot more work, and now we know what we're. Well, okay, we kind of know what we're doing.
We know what we want to do.
Yeah.
So I gotta say,
The vision's always grander than the actual execution, but it's getting closer.
so you guys have a lot of good things to look forward to there. I think we got some good stuff planned. Hopefully we'll get better and stronger and just keep. Those of you that are new, we like that you're here. We enjoy it. Feel free to reach out, let us know, and just
Where can they reach out to us?
you can find us on Facebook, Pop Culture Roulette on Facebook.
Yeah, we all also have our own Facebook pages.
Pop Cult Roulette on Twitter and Instagram. And we technically have an email address. It's popcultureroulette@gmail.com.
That's right. Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm not going to say that's the best way to reach out to us because I rarely check it. So
Well, I get alerts from that one on my phone, so
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know if anything comes through.
I used to get alerts, but for some reason they stopped coming through. So
I've never gotten any of this stuff.
It's all
No,
ads.
I think
It's
honestly.
all like things he enters.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Sweepstakes.
I don't use that one for sweepstakes. That one I use for like getting us signed up on Blueberry and
Oh, yeah.
Vishnu and
And-
iHeartRadio.
Yeah. And it's all the SoundCloud transactions are on there too, for the monthly bill or whatever.
Yeah. So I would say that Facebook would probably be the easiest and fastest way to get a hold of us, at least to get a response out of me. So we appreciate you coming along for the journey. Share it with some friends. Help us build this thing even bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days we'll actually be good at it. And
Yeah, we got big things coming.
so I don't feel like ending this episode traditionally. So
All right.
That's fair.
I guess we'll just steal from your podcast and just say Pop Culture Roulette off.
Happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah.
Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes and VCRs and video rental stores? Is the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? If you want to go back to school, back to the future, or even back to the beach, then the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast is for you. I'm Tim Williams, the creator and host, and on each episode, I'm joined by a guest co-host as we revisit a different 80s flick to discuss our first-time watch memories, iconic scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories along the way. New episodes drop every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an episode of the 80s Flick Flashback Podcast.